Another opportunity to give life a go.
Yeah, this morning, the way you sounded, I was going to ask you whether you have a very remote family member who has been trumpeted and as a, like brought back home. And as a result, you've got some refreshed accent because Charlie, I just haven't said wouldn't come anywhere closer. The way you were, Charlie, removing them one like.
You know that I'm a woman of many accents.
I know,
you know
I know. So no, for the record, no member of your family has been deported.
No.
Okay.
But I could speak like someone who was even deported.
That's true. That's true.
Or someone who was raised.
No, yeah, but you see, if you are to be deported, you won't have time to acquire this accent. So you only be like.
How long you have been there?
Yeah, that's true.
Because you see, sometimes the people pick up the accent not because they set out to go and pick the accents.
Yeah.
One of the things they usually would tell you is that the people on the other side will always say that they can't hear
what you're saying.
They can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you try as much as possible to mimic them.
Yeah.
And even that is a standalone. When we were younger.
Yeah.
We had instances where maybe when someone from Apti comes to your school, the person is talking unconsciously. Yeah. You also start speaking like with an accent,
that's
and then
true.
your friends will say, "Hey, all of a sudden,
yeah.
It's not like that. It's not like you are pretending." It's just.
But that's the proper laugher.
So why is that when they come here and all of us are speaking a certain accent, they don't auto-tune
to our own? Yes.
It's up to them.
We want to. But you see, I still don't understand why they say so. For instance, a white man or a white person hears us speak as we speaking, and we're removing the English one, right? And they say they can't understand. No, like seriously, how?
The English is 1-1.
Yes.
It's not.
So,
it has to do with the pronunciation. I'm saying, there are certain words.
So butter.
Yeah.
Say butter.
Yes.
Or and I'm going to say butter.
Butter.
So
butter my bread.
If they don't understand Nigerians, I will understand.
Yes, but us there.
Ours is closest.
Yes.
You guys think it is closer?
It is very close.
So you get
we say butter.
Yeah.
We say butter. We say
Annie.
pastor.
We say Annie.
Yes, we don't say pastor.
Yeah, we don't say pastor.
We don't say doctor.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
We don't say justice.
Exactly. Justice.
So what's their
Justice Department.
You don't say Jospo.
We say Jospo. Anyway, so today is the day, right?
This is the day that the Lord has made.
Unsubscribe Netflix.
Yeah.
Charlie, it's about to go down.
Yeah.
It is
about to go down. and I think the committee listened to us yesterday, or probably the committee has listened to the public. Looking at the schedule, when I'm talking about the appointments committee, looking at the schedule that has been brought.
They've allotted an hour per person.
Yeah. It's timed. So I'm sure by extension, every other member of the committee will be timed. Or you have to stay within time. But of course, I'm sure exceptions will be.
Today we'll see if the chair has learned.
You guys should leave the chair alone.
Even yesterday, I was hoping that
there's so much pressure on him.
Yeah.
One day he's going to go to Dafia Mekpowe and say, do you know the pressure?
It is getting to him. Yesterday, I thought something happened that he could have stepped in.
Yeah.
When Afenyo Markin was talking at, I'm not even talking to, he was talking
at,
Nana Tudati. And he was saying, we don't care that you are 50 years at the bar, blah, 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 blah. And he was pointing.
How did that even, how did that even
he was pointing at him this way. And the chair found it offensive, if I can call it so. And instead of telling him that you are out of order, he was all preno. He was nudging him and saying, Afenyo said, oh, wait.
Is that the referee, instead of whistling and showing the card, also raising his hand to draw someone else's attention?
Afenyo said, oh. At a certain point, he says the chair has that there hadn't been no
but
discussion.
I think that one.
And then I also said we would like to hear from the chair.
Yes. Why do they always want to assume that rule when there is somebody? Anyway, Charlie. But the whole thing, much ado about nothing.
He'll believe who.
I'm really surprised because a lot of us thought it was the original post from his handle that was a matter of contention. Of course, that also came up. But what if you rated them the most was a post from another outlet? Honorable members sometimes.
So they didn't do a thorough job.
Exactly. I think when the issue was first brought to the attention of the chair by the minority members of the committee, he had mentioned that he had to do some consultation with the other members of the group, the committee. And that's how come it was not raised the very first day this week. But it was raised the second day. So one would have thought that with benefit of time, that investigation ought to have been done. Especially given I went to Oliver's Facebook page and he had edited his post 3 times. And one thing with social media is that edit history is there. None of the post edited 3 times captures what Ghana Today put up there. Now, I agree that Oliver might not have highlighted his disclaimer of that flyer because he actually went under the post and then he said it was fake.
And he said on various law platforms he was on as well where the issue was brought up, he consistently said it was fake.
It was fake.
Yes.
So I agree that the committee ought to have done a bit of a thorough job and this could have been avoided, to be honest with you. The invitation is hinged on the flyer that went viral. And here's what happened. And so, yes, I saw the flyer posted by the MPP Project Bureau. Right. I didn't realize that, it was a deduction. Because, in essence, Oliver's post is that the committee monies have been paid to the committee. Okay. MPP obviously will not agree that its members are being paid on the committee. So he decided to insulate its members and say that the NDC members and then the chairman. It's easy to see this through. It's easy, very easy. And so when Oliver said that he didn't utter those words or he didn't post those words, the committee was in essence disabled.
Yeah, exactly.
It was incapacitated.
And even, Dafiamako also raised the issue that it wasn't even in their place to...
But that issue ought to have been raised initially when the summons were being issued because he's a member of the committee, right? So I think it's good that they allowed this to progress. You see, it will have been waste of everybody's time to have this episode repeat itself again at the privileges committee. No, we don't have time like that, right? And so you heard me when I was speaking to Mutala Ibrahim, who said he had been scheduled to be vetted yesterday.
Yeah, he would have been vetted yesterday, but because of this, it was postponed.
Exactly. And today you have to do marathon vetting. Nonetheless, Nana Todazi, and as a legal representation, in fact, time could not allow us to engage him further before he took his seat. Was one of the questions I was going to ask to find out why he even elected to represent him. Because this is my first time actually. At the late Akoto Ampao, whenever Oliver was in trouble, under his own government, he was the one who showed up in court to represent Oliver. So, but all I've always done, for instance, Adaudu was probably allowed to take the seat. And my reason is simple.
Because he's more current.
You are talking about a computer problem.
Social media, yes.
It's a computer problem. And you go for somebody who was born before computer. That's a problem.
But there's a reason. Like Afeni was saying.
Oh, yeah. He has cloud.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's everybody there, of course, knows who Nana Todazi is. But that didn't stop Afeni from going at him. Did it? Yeah.
I felt at certain point he was out of line. He's very boisterous, if I can call it so. But there are times where I think he takes it a notch too far. And that is where you expect the chair to step in. And
exactly, because this is the market square where whoever is before the committee can also just respond. So that's how come, because of the way the committee is expected to operate. It's the chair that can only protect you. It doesn't mean that whoever is before them is defenseless. But protocol demand that the chair, because you can't just also be responding to the ranking member. I mean, that wouldn't be proper. But I'm always uncomfortable. But hey, the law is the law. But I'm always uncomfortable when people who are accused of something are the same people who the accuser need to come before and be interrogated. That principle in itself,
you cannot be a judge.
I'm not so comfortable. So even when the Supreme Court itself summons people, it is lawful, it is legal. But I'm always uncomfortable when the accuser is the same person turning to prosecutor, jury, and everything.
Alaji.
Yes. So with that's how Parliament works. From Black Rasta to Professor
Black Rasta was a privileges committee he was referred to.
So the same Parliament.
This guy, the former GBC boss.
Yeah. William Ampim, and many others. It's the same parliament. Once, call it their own way of putting you in check. We are also able to put them in check through the microphones, as we always do, right? With that said, we were talking about the appointments committee today. So
it's supposed to start at 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not sure it will start at 8 a.m. I'm not sure it will start at 8 a.m. Yesterday, one report was frozen. I think the 9th report of the appointment committee. I don't know why they are doing it thought like that. See, for instance, if they had waited and then put about 10.
They said they do about 9 nominees.
Yes. So, like, why do it toto? Why not merge them into one report?
You're saying about 10. This is 9. Just one shot.
No, you're not getting me. What I'm saying is that you put them together in one report. Now, as we speak, we are dealing with the 9th report of the appointments committee. That's the point I'm making.
Sorry.
We are dealing with the 9th report of the appointment committee.
I thought it was the number of people.
No. 9th report of the appointment committee. So even yesterday, there were 3 separate reports. Yes, and you see, it once one report is taken, everybody will have to speak, and then another report is taken, and then yesterday, Imarama Kofibo, as you mentioned, he was part of the 7th report. The minority prayed the House to freeze his own, put it on ice. He was not there, but the minority, because there was a direction from the party. The party said the president and then the wife, the former president, the president then and the wife, were not happy with his utterances. The least the party can do is to pacify the former first family.
Do you see why the party lost woefully?
So you won't let me
because
land.
Because they are still pampering President.
You still want to vote against them
Sincerely.
again?
It's not about voting.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the listeners.
I just feel that, look, we need to call our leaders out when they mess up. You don't have to let them live in a certain bubble thinking that they did a yeoman's job when they didn't. Why must he apologize for stating the obvious? If they were that fantastic, they probably would have been on that majority side. Yeah. But the verdict clearly shows that the people are not happy, and you're still rubbing it in and saying that people should apologize for a critique.
Yeah, but they say don't say it. Yeah, we might have lost abysmally. The verdict might have been that appalling, but don't say it.
If there were another election,
what are they demanding? A public apology?
It's Buffett. That's why he sailed through. They will have been voted upon.
So when are we going to hear the apology?
Oh, it was relayed. So Afenyo in the submission mentioned that he had apologized profusely.
They have no. The politicians have no principles.
Yes,
sincerely, because if you have offered such a critique, why will you go and apologize? The person I have done in who yaupa is even Amakofibo out. Didn't who yaupa just say. I don't know how to say me doing who yaupa.
Yeah, I get that. You are pained.
I'm utterly disappointed.
Yeah.
That you give such a critique and then you go and say that because you want consensus.
Yeah, consensus approval. Unblemished. Okay, so here's the thing. So I'm sure listeners will be wondering, what is it that is there? We have 187, right? So why is it that we are allowing 88? Okay, so here's the thing. Per the standing orders of Parliament and even the Constitution, right? Whenever there's a disagreement relative to the nomination of anybody to be a minister or any other portfolio that requires vetting or going through the appointments committee, if the recommendation from the committee is not approved by consensus,
subject to a vote.
You are subject to a vote, and then the vote can be in varied ways, but mostly secret ballots, right? Kojo Fompunga went through the same thing. Dr. Uswefri Akoto went through the same thing. Hawa Kumsin went through the same thing. Yes. So as much as possible, the nominees, we want to avoid that. And because of that, the minority members always have a bigger stake. If you want to avoid that, then do this. I think it's on record to have now said that 2 more, and I think it's Sam George and Sam Okujota Blakwa. He says one has engaged him and he sees the way clearer, so he will relay that information to the party, and then he might be allowed to go and say no more. But the other one has been dilly-dallying, and that his own will be subjected to a vote. See, 2 things. You can't have both. If you want to stand by your principled position, go through the voting and then become your minister. See, it will be the 8th miracle of the land for any NDC appointee not to sail through this parliament. That would be the eighth wonder of the land. You know, we say we have 7 wonders of the land. This one will be the eighth one, right? But if you want to go unscathed, just go and apologize, no problem. See, I have nothing against you. Just if they say lie down, lie, roll, get up, then you get up. They say, okay, you are now pardoned. Go and sin no more.
So that is what we've reduced the appointments committee to.
Yeah. And the thing is also that sometimes your own people want your position. Right. So they don't want the story to be told that out of the number of NDC MPs in the House, some of them actually voted against them.
All the people love you, don't you?
Yeah, then you are selling ice cream.
Hey, how can everybody in your party love you? Who are you?
Right, let's go to the papers, what they are reporting this morning. Daily Graphic, front page, debt restructuring, Ghana gains $2.8 billion. Okay, so the country has achieved a significant milestone in its debt restructuring efforts, as all participating creditor countries have now signed the Memorandum of Understanding with the official creditor, marking a crucial step towards the country's economic recovery. Under the terms of the agreement, Ghana will receive a debt service relief of $2.8 billion during the International Monetary Fund supported program period, enabling the government to redirect financial resources towards economic recovery initiatives and critical development projects. Okay, other stories here. Free SHS benefits 3.9 million, not 5.1. The minister has done the reconciliation, and the figure is now.
So I'm coming on. So did we spend money on the 5-point-something million? Well, I think that's the next question that the minister must answer. If we did, where did that money go? The money should be recovered. It's as simple as that. If it's just arithmetic error, or that,
we are repeating it. So
yeah, we said that it was 5 million. By natural sense, it was just 3 million. We didn't spend the money on the 5 million. The money we spent was on the 3 million. That's okay. But if we actually went ahead to allocate money for the 5 million beneficiaries and we spent it, then that becomes a problem.
2025 Africa Prosperity Dialogues opens today, and Roads Ministry audits debt-owed contractors, and Minister of Works and Housing designate outlines plans to develop sector. Let's go to the back page. Nungwa livestock breeding lands under siege. You see, so right now there's nowhere to breed anything. Everything that we're eating in Accra is important for random regions. Meanwhile, there was supposed to be dedicated areas for livestock, for planting, for farming, and everything. Is it Upper West? Yes, Upper West region. Fire Command embarks on night market patrols. Okay, that's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper.
She's now your Greater Accra Regional Minister. Oh no, not yet. She's not been sworn in, right? She'll be sworn in, yeah.
Greater Accra Minister designate completes vetting in record time. In what was considered by many as unprecedented in the vetting of President John Dramani Mahama's ministerial nominee so far, the Minister designate for the Greater Accra region, Linda Obenewa Akwele Uklu, completed her process in a record time of about 5 minutes, as members of the appointment committee appeared not to have any questions. After being sworn in, she was expected to go through the standard vetting process, where ministerial nominees are typically grilled on their qualifications, policy directions, and vision for their respective roles. However, contrary to the norm, it's the one I think about, so I get paid, so it's okay.
No.
I'm done with the Daily Graphic.
Beginning Times this morning, Angela lists assets role in BCM leadership, and President returns home from 3-nation visit, and Ghana Official Creditors Committee seal pact enjoys $2.8 billion debt relief. And the point must be made that this was the final bit of the agreement that was started under the previous administration. Yes, just that. It has now crystallized, as they put it. Baka Vomawo renders unreserved apology to Appointments Committee. Back page of the Ghanaian Times. Restore hope to cocoa sector. Farmers are demanding. And the traditional authority hands for person responsible for burning portions of Afajato. Oh, the mountain has been burnt. Part. Okay, but it still remains a mountain.
Oh, it's just the forest.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I thought the mountain is gone. That's what I got.
The new crusading guide, GIPC welcomes new CEO Dr. Bernice McCaffrey Bempong. Also, Bakavomawa apologizes to Appointments Committee over bribery claims, and Ghana secures 2.8 billion debt relief after signing MOU with official creditor committee, and minority demands severe sanctions against MFA Hardcastle, and Ambassador Aku Alumwatu Oseajiman elected chair of IAEA Board of Governors. CWAA petitions IGP to arrest, investigate, and prosecute Nana Kojo-Eje. Do you know him?
No, but I'm sure he's a chief somewhere.
All right. The Daily Dispatch newspaper front page. Omane Boama explains why Mahama has not changed Jubilee House to Flagstaff. Did you hear it? I didn't hear it.
No, I didn't hear it.
Let me see the story.
Yeah.
Page 12. Okay, I'll bring it to you.
But what does that go to do with Defense Ministry?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm only a reporter.
Maybe the signage will be erected by the military.
Focus on Ghana's new acting GRA Commissioner General Tony Sapon, and why 2024 why MPP suffered such a humiliating defeat. Okay, so let's go to page 12 and find out what the minister designate said about why.
Yeah, but before we get there,
yes, sir.
Now the neutrals are taking position. Yeah, and at least our own Professor Kobe Mensah is going to the Ghana Tourism Authority, and then Professor Ransford Jampo is going to the ports.
Allah.
Oh, you? No, but like if we put in the work, Charlie, you see, they are put trouble movie, say with the movie, right? Yeah, no, so to it.
The neutrals are gone.
Yeah, but
so who will talk again? Another set to imagine.
Exactly.
When CJ left, Afar came. When Afar came, democracy have democracy have goes around.
Another one will come.
Me, I always say objectives. I prefer to say being objective
than being neutral. Yeah,
because
that's true.
Look, you can't be
neutral in this country.
Yeah.
No,
it's just look at it objectively.
Yeah,
and look at it dispassionately.
Yeah,
and call a spade a spade. If it's black, it's black. If it's white, it's white. Don't call it gray or green or something.
Yeah.
So, at the time they were speaking, that was what it was.
Exactly.
And we are going to see another set also image, because see, the people from your fold would not really tell you the truth.
Oh yes.
With regard to what is happening, just like how the majority is demanding is a majority. A bedding, they say mighty minority now, and then micro majority.
Micro majority.
I'm sure that when they say it, Afenyo will be very happy and will not be upset.
Yesterday he nearly said micro minority. He said, he said mighty. Mighty Lily.
Mighty Lily. So Omane Boama explains why Mahama has not changed Jubilee House to Flagstaff House.
And he says what?
Dr. Edward Omane Boama, the Minister of Defense designate, has explained that due to the good heart of President John Dramani Mahama, he chose to maintain the name of the presidency at Jubilee House instead of changing it back to the Flagstaff House. Well, that's a very is a matured position to take. Yeah. Because look, I figured they were going to do it. Yeah. So it's good. It's good to it just has to stop there, because sometimes one person has to be the bigger person. Yeah. In this instance, and I like that they have chosen to be the bigger persons.
That's a cost-saving measure. Letterhead, signage, and everything.
No point. I mean, it's something.
But if there's one that we should import more letterheads and have it restored, it is the Republic Day holiday. If we demand that.
No ifs and buts. No ifs and buts. That Constitution Day has to go. There's nothing
constitutional about it.
Come on. There's only one republic.
Oh yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Such an iconic moment. Yes. And then there's a moment. No, that's for that.
Yeah.
January 7th.
So word of admonishment to the objective people. You see, let me tell you something. Politically, it doesn't just pay to be objective, right? Yeah. If you are a social commentator, you belong to the academic community, and you have strong views, and you realize that your views are resonating with the views of the opposition, it's important you take the initiative and let the opposition know that
I'm doing this for you.
No, views are aligned. If you sit there and you just bash and bash and bash without plugging in, nobody will remember you. There's free advice.
Remember the guy? Remember me?
Now he's been forgotten.
Free SHS.
Yes.
No, that was NAPCO.
Yeah, that was NAPCO. Then there was free SHS too.
The people that were the morose people. It was free SHS.
Yeah, that's true.
They were looking like this. Where are they?
One was a teacher. I think there was a story that was done about him. He's saying that.
He said you only paid it.
Yeah.
We're not the way you're negotiating. He says he didn't know they were going to use it for a bigger project. He thought, but easy about it. Why would people come for you for
300?
Why are you laughing? That can be big. You know where it comes from.
No matter where it's coming from, that it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Maybe give the party. He's a member. He gave them discounts. Maybe he gave the 99% discount.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Because I'm aware.
So true. Like what you are saying. I saw Kobe Mensah's own with something in relation to tourism, but I haven't seen.
So Dr. Kobe Mensah is replacing Kojo Ajima.
Exactly, at Ghana Tourism Authority. And then Professor for example, Professor for example is going to GPHA. He's actually the acting boss for the called Gapuha. Gapuha. It used to be Gapuha.
Is that OSAS, please?
No. That's the best authority. Don't remind people, please. Now, let me tell you a real story that happened. See, when MPP won power, right? So there was a need for the Ghana Post to appear before the appointment. I think the Public Accounts Committee. And there was this old man. Apparently, he had been there and people had forgotten. And I think I told you this. People had forgotten that he was appointed under the previous administration. So he came there, questions were asked, and asked, when were you appointed? When were you appointed? Immediately he mentioned it. I told the people there that, the journalists there that this man will go. In less than 1 month, he was sacked. So there are many institutions that people will not remember. I beg, don't mention those institutions.
It's okay. It was just beautiful. Let's move on.
Yeah, so Professor Osmojambo is going to the Ghana Post and Harbors Authority, as the acting board. So far, the two are those that we could say were objective or were not thoroughbred NDC members. Because at the point we're even told that Rafa Jampo, when he was with IEA, assisted NPP in drafting his manifesto, one of the manifestos. Yeah. And he has not shied away from that.
It's on record that in 2016 he went to his hometown to vote.
Yeah.
It's just, you see, the previous administration, they did a lot to push a lot of people away. People that ordinarily sided with them.
No.
I said, wait. People that were ordinarily on their side, their actions and inactions ended up pushing many people away. And so you heard a lot of people say, I voted for them, but I'm not voting again. And so the current administration, they should also learn from it, so that you don't get to a point where people say someday that, I voted for you in 2024, but
given how things are going,
looking at how things are going, I regret voting for you, and I'm not going to give you my vote again. So they better do their things right.
And they should just know, I'm talking about the individuals, must know that the scrutiny will be much more for them than the ordinary politician.
Absolutely.
See, many people are out there to get them.
And they need to make sure that the books are always correct. They've dotted their I's and crossed their T's.
Definitely.
Because even people within the establishments.
Traps. So this is just
fall for Pampers and Chinga.
We'll be here to talk about it. And trust me, we will talk about it.
It is what it is.
So to be forewarned is to be forearmed, as they say.
When you go, just go and do your job. Don't be unnecessarily friendly with people and things.
Especially GPHA, the ocean cars and what have you. Trouble.
Some of them can even bring it to you. Say,
this one there.
If you go and fall for it,
we are here. We'll talk about it. Because, see, hate Jampo for all you like. He has resurrected from something that many people have never been able to.
Because it's Ghana.
No, the point, even in Ghana, there are some people who never recovered from certain things. And if he puts that behind him, and then he proceeds And like I said,
what kind of weird advice are you giving, especially?
No.
What kind of weird advice?
Which
weird advice in parables. What kind of weird?
No, I'm saying that you should put that behind him. That's all.
Me too, I was going to advise him, but I let it.
Yeah, just put that behind you and then just move on.
Because as for the
and I even communicate to listeners again. Listeners should now assume that.
Everybody deserves a second chance.
I'm just saying that as you are going there, be sure that
you guys,
one of my there's a certain part. That's why we don't sing.
Yeah. It's like a Petrus.
Yes, anyway,
I think it's your turn, right?
That's
You're down, Despatch.
Yes, I'm done. You haven't.
Okay, no, Chronicle.
Yeah, you do.
Military alone can't fight Galamsey. Omanembuama bluntly tells Parliament. And Parliament endorses Mohammed's ministers, and Angela List asserts rightful ownership and leadership of BCM. Our win chiefs MP clash over Galamsey. And quotation for this morning, Luke 12:2. Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Yes, and this is saying that if you dig a hole and whisper a secret into that hole, be very sure that that secret will germinate, and then people will get to know about it, right? So basically, that's what Luke is telling you, that nothing will be covered forever.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, the Daily Post is the last newspaper I have. Road improvement to be prioritized this year, according to Highways Minister. No, his roads.
Roads and highways.
Roads and highways.
Yeah,
okay.
He took office yesterday.
Oh, okay. All right, then that's good. Mahama, 29 other heads of states pledged to expand electricity access. An ambulance case, AG discontinuous case against Ato Forsen and Richard Jakpa. We understand that of others, including the former deputy BOG governor.
Yeah.
Have been discontinued.
So safe to say that all the political cases will go, right? You can argue the merit and demerits of it, right? I've seen a long piece from Professor Kwekwasari.
Yeah.
I think if a case travels for this long, then there's something wrong somewhere. Otherwise, there are people who are in custody, prison custody, who were put before the court by this last administration, and they were able to get conviction, right? So it's not like every case travel for that long. Look at the Fusampofo's case. People, if you were an AG, and then you were brought an audio, as we all heard, and it's against a chairman of your opponent's political party, do you think that it will be logical to say that, let me pursue this?
No, you need to keep him busy. Keep him busy at the court.
That was the strategy.
To keep him busy at the court, not be able to function.
That was the strategy. But you see, that can actually be counterproductive.
It's a gamble.
Exactly. And so you genuinely expected NDC to continue with this case.
Of course.
No.
It goes without saying.
It goes without saying. Then there are many others that go after forcing. Under the previous administration, 2 justices of the appeals court, right, said no, the guy should go free. The AG said, and with all the Jakpa back and forth, the AG says, I will appeal. Goes to the Supreme Court. And then you expect that, no. So sometimes you just have to keep things logical. I don't see the logic in this. Again, we don't expect somebody who is, say, committed murder, or somebody who has indeed caused financial loss to the state, and we all can see through that this is it, to be free just because government has changed hands. So these matters must be looked at case by case basis, and based on their own merit or demerits. So that's it.
Alrighty.
For the Chronicle.
Are you done with yours too?
Yes,
I'm also done.
I saw a paper view. It's gone. Well, let's go to the portals then.
Yeah.
We'll go to starfm.com.gh.
Yeah.
Find out what starfm.com.gh is reporting on. Voila.
You are there.
Taking a bit.
You're a robot? Okay, you're not a robot.
Oh. Why? You're still listening to the morning. Please start with what you have.
Okay, situation. Freemasonry is not Antichrist. Afenumakin. Collins Dowda chairs 9-member committee to explore pension models for former MPs. Purple Sam George Ablakwa, 5 other ministers designated to be vetted today. Afenumakin, I haven't started opposing NDC yet. Mahama Eroge's diplomacy at an all-time best. Afenumakin. Source of
if you
fake.
Have your opponent commending you like this, he knows that you are weak.
Source of fake bribery claim against NDC committee will be uncovered. Atodazi and Ama Kofi Boa's apology lacked clarity. John Darko. Mahama 29 other heads of state pledged to expand electricity access. That is it for City News.
All right, let me take you to Ghana Web. Let's see what Ghana Web is reporting. Or let's Ghana Web. So Ghana Web is reporting from the crown of my head to. Hey Jesus, have you seen the photos?
No, what is it? Ano. What Ano? Ignatius Ano, formerly of Metro TV. He's collecting his name.
Where?
So
Everywhere.
From the crown of my head, I adore. Ghanaian journalist strips down almost naked to celebrate LGBTQ love online.
And I'm not sure the community will even be happy because the supporter how?
Supporter,
Right?
I'm happy having seen it.
Yes, he's not representing the community well. Because what supporter is that? What kind of supporter is that? Some black Christian views. That was okay.
This is a supporter that can stand the test of time.
And see, I took time to read some comments that they posted. And it's sometimes when you have freedom, and then you are in somebody's country, and then you feel like, Charlie, the liberties are bound, right? All the nonsense you couldn't do in your own, because this one, see, hunger will hit you, and you won't even think about standing before a mirror, in front of a mirror, and doing this. So when they jackpot like that, they get all sort of ideas. And it's very easy because then you have people to, when you say to obey, they will say, yay.
Even if your cat at home finds its way there, to have a lot of rights.
Exactly.
Maybe more than you.
That's the point. And they tell you that you feeding your own cat with the food you are eating is abuse of the cat. They tell you that.
Said, okay, so make time to check that.
I'm glad I haven't.
Yeah.
Please show it to him. Time to address the challenges in the public admission of freshers. Attorney General withdraws charges against former BOG Deputy Governor Johnson.
So should we be expecting a white paper?
I think, yeah. He was part of the communicators on economy.
Isiama.
Yeah.
I think Isiama is part of the committee that's supposed to set up the gold board.
Yeah.
Technical committee.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Details of child custody battle between East Legon Executive Club member and ex-partner. I'm very disappointed the Black Stars could not qualify for the AFCON, that's according to Laye Kinson. And yeah, that's it for the stories on the front page. No, stories on Ghana Web. I brought you a few. Also, Mahama has used ministerial appointments to intimidate, silence Sam George on his anti-LGBTQ advocacy. That's according to Musa Superior. Interesting. And why ministerial nominees vetting was concluded in record time. So Afenyo is providing an explanation. Let me see what he says in that area, because we really do not get it. The ranking member on the appointments committee, Alexander Apenyo Marking, has defended the committee's decision to vet committee to vet the Greater Accra Regional Minister designate Linda Oklu without asking her a single question. So let's see what he says. He says that Honorable Linda Oklu is a remarkable member of the House, he said, offering his congratulations in what felt short. Where is it? Oh. My colleague from Greater Accra came with a whole support base from both MPP and NDC. It tells us that she is able to cross the aisle to get support from the other side. Some media houses were criticizing Parliament for not vetting, for not asking her questions. What is our defense? Our defense is that we know her as our colleague, and we believe that we don't necessarily have to take her through another grading because we know she can deliver. I see. That's it.
That's it.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me with the Newspaper Review segment. We'll go for a break. When we return, we'll bring you Legal Check with Mutala Inusa. Starr 103.5 FM.